Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you subscribe and also make sure you turn on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I put out a video. So today we're going to be talking about faith, and I have so beautifully entitled this encouragement, How Little Is Your Faith? And I know that's a little bit weird because typically people would ask you how big is your faith, but today I want to challenge you to ask yourself, how little is your faith? Our reference story is going to be the woman with the issue of blood. That's from Mark chapter 5 verse 25 to 34, right? And in this story, we know that there's a woman who has been bleeding for 12 years, okay? So imagine having your period nonstop for 12 years. Every single day you're bleeding, She's gone to doctors, she's trying to get better, but it only gets worse after she sees doctors. And at this point, she's desperate. There's nothing that can help her. She's desperate, right? And she hears that Jesus is passing through town. So she's like, okay, this is my last chance. This is my big shot. If only I can grab the hem of his garment. She didn't even look to see Jesus's face. She didn't look to kneel in front of Jesus for Jesus to touch her. All she thought to herself was, if only I could touch the hem of his garment, if only I could touch his robes, I know that I'm gonna get well. She didn't need a whole lot of faith. She didn't need a whole lot, she didn't need to see Jesus's face. She didn't need to think that, unless Jesus touches me before I can get better. She just thought, if only I could touch the hem of his garment. I feel like a lot of times we wait till we have a gigantic faith before we can do things. We're waiting to have a huge faith before we do things, but no, the littlest faith you have is so important. The Bible tells us that if you have faith as little as a mustard seed. Every time I hear that verse, it always brings me back to this woman, because that is how little her faith was, as small as a mustard seed. Because to be able to believe that she can just get healed off of Jesus's garment, that takes a little bit of faith, but that is so powerful. And we see that power when Jesus suddenly stops, right? When this woman touches his robe and he stops. And he says the craziest thing. He asks the craziest question. He says, who touched me? Who touched my garments, right? And his disciples are like,
you're in the midst of a crowd. Everybody and your mama is touching you. So what do you mean, who touched you?
Everybody touched you, And he was like, no, power left me. He felt power come out of him because that woman's faith, no matter how tiny it is, was big enough to take all that power out of him, for Jesus to feel it. Sometimes I feel like that is how much we move God when we have even the littlest faith. He's able to feel it. He's able to feel power come out of him with the tiniest bit of faith that we have in him, with the tiniest bit of faith we believe him with. The Bible makes us understand that it is our faith that pleases the Lord. So even if it's that tiny, don't neglect it, don't dismiss your faith because you think it's so negligible. It is not. It is so powerful. There is power in your tiny little bit of faith. So don't sit there and wait till you have a mountain-sized faith. Whatever faith you have right now, just present it to the Lord. Just tell him, God, this is what I have. I don't have a bucket full of faith. This is the little that I have, and I know that you can take it and use it for something. So I present it to you. Take it to the Lord and just tell him. He knows how much faith you have. He knows how little of your faith you have. So just present it to him and see what he will do with it. So today I challenge you to ask yourself, how little is my faith? How little of a faith do I have right now? And I know that faith, if I just step out on that faith, God will meet me where I'm at. All right, that is it for today's encouragement. I hope you guys are encouraged to step out on your faith and do what the Lord has called you to do, no matter how small you think it is. It is powerful. All right, I will catch you guys in my next video.